Many hotels in the 1890s are rather dangerous.
The Royal Hotel.
If you're an early riser and you're not particularly bothered by fires, the Royal Hotel may be an option. Guests in the front room on the third floor were rudely awoken when a gas pipe burst. Shortly afterwards, a pane of glass crashed on the street, and a long sheet of flame burst through one of the windows. The hotel guests went into total panic. Women in their robes were struggling down the fire escapes in the cold sub-zero weather. 15 fire engines were dispatched to the fire.
The Adams Hotel.
There may be a room soon available over at the Adams Hotel, once they've had a little bit more time to air out the room a bit. A guest, a very fashionable young lady, not only used the gas illumination system to asphyxiate herself, she also drank a bottle of carbolic acid. She seemed quite determined to die. The 19-year-old was unsure that she would succeed with her suicide, so she left a note that said that she preferred Mercy Hospital in case she survived. Her corpse was not immediately discovered, hence the room is a bit smelly at the moment.
The Oxford Hotel.
There may be a room available very shortly over at the Oxford Hotel. The guest that was occupying the room earlier died of a narcotics overdose, and the coroner was able to ascertain the dead man's identity by finding 2 photographs in his pocket that were taken in Schuler, Nebraska. This discovery led to finding the dead man's sons, who agreed to come at once to Chicago and claim the body. And once the sons come to get the corpse, the room could potentially be yours, but it won't be ready until tomorrow night.
The Marquette Hotel.
If you do end up having success finding a place to stay at the Marquette Hotel, make sure that you safeguard your valuables. The police came to the hotel in search of a jewel thief who had stolen $2,000 worth of Italian jewelry that he picked up from an exhibition hall. If you should be assigned to that very same room, perhaps you'll even find a hidden gem or two that the cops may have overlooked.
The Lansing Hotel.
The Lansing Hotel is closed, and it's slated for demolition. There could be some bums that are living there until the building is entirely torn down, but I don't recommend this as an avenue for finding some lodge. Yesterday, 2 workmen were tearing down the fire escape on the side of the Lansing Hotel, and it came down with a thunderous crash, killing 1 worker and severely injuring the other. So I would advise you just to stay clear of this hotel.
The Arcade Hotel.
The Arcade Hotel is an alright place to stay, but I would advise you to be particularly careful on the front steps. A man just fell down on the front steps, and when he fell backwards, he hit the cobblestone street, and he was bleeding from the mouth and ears, so it was obvious that he was seriously hurt. Some passers-by picked him up and took him to a corner drugstore. He got revived there, and from there he was taken to the hospital. But once at the hospital, he was refused service because he was so drunk. Next, the guest was taken to the police station, and the police told the do-gooders to take the man back to the hotel and call a physician to the hotel. When the doctor arrived at the hotel, he said that the drunken guest would likely die, and if he passes during the night, this could be one tip of a place to stay. There may be a room for you available over at the Arcade Hotel. They're getting rid of a guest. Here's what happened. This guest was behind on his bills, and when he was asked to forfeit his trunk as collateral for his bill, this guest suddenly pulled out a very sharp knife and tried to slash the hotel manager's throat. Fortunately for the manager, his shirt collar and necktie were particularly stiff and deflected the blade from slicing his jugular vein. Although there's always a possibility of some other violent guests at the hotel, at least this particular one is not likely to be an ongoing problem.